Hello, my lovelies. Hi, Colibri. Hi, B. I love you both. I want to talk about the spider code. So, everyone has their place in the world. Every being has, I guess, a stage in the life cycle. You know, whether you're a hunter or a gatherer. And I gave this a lot of thought. So, the bug fell into the spider's web, but the bug has infinite places to travel in the world with their short time, and they chose that path to fall into the web, a web that the spider made strategically in one spot. And so the spider was a spider, and the bug was a dumb bug. And, spiders serve their purpose. They're, guarding your home, protecting it from other bugs and creepy crawlies that could come and invade your personal space. Mosquitoes and all sorts of nasty things, bloodsuckers and parasites and horrible things that carry maybe not the best energy, maybe just dull energy or, lagging energy. So I'm with the spider on this one. I'm a fighter for sure. When it comes to fight or flight, I refuse to be fearful. My partner, when he came home unexpectedly, and I was in the bathroom getting ready, and, everyone has their story, but I was scared maybe for half a second, but I put my fists up to fight, blocking my face, getting ready to fight whatever was coming through the door at me. And that's when I knew I was like the spider, that I was a survivor, and I was going to do whatever it took to survive. So yes, I'm with the spider, and everyone has their place in the world, every being, and it's the circle of life. It's social Darwinism. It's the way we approach the matrix. To each their own, and everything serves its purpose. So yeah, guys. So I hope that was a good enough explanation. I love you guys so much, and I hope that I can give you more feedback in the future, because this was actually a lot of fun.
La 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 la. B took a break from the woods to join us today.
You're
Fringe
lucky.
family, yeah.
I just got done working my bow, my compound bow. It's about 55-pound draw strength, single cam, nothing fancy, gets the job done.
Nice. You look like you're
Brother.
at a camo rave in the woods. Nice beak.
Wait, camo. I hope this. Nope. There you go.
Oh, like you're hijacking hitchhikers. Wait, like you're hijacking hikers.
I've been known to jack some hitchers too.
Oh, hitching and jacking.
Jacking hitchers and hitching.
So he took about an hour out of his day. Thank you, my darling.
Yeah, look at me, dude.
From being a woodsman to join us and have a little chat, because it's 11/11, darling.
Back into the digital world. 11th episode, 11/11 record date, we should say.
Girl, we made it past episode 10. We are on episode 11. Thank you. Can we get some applause for that?
Which I've heard that
we made it, and here's
over
the statistic.
Like 90. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I've got it. So this is what I was going to say about it, is that first I wanted to start out talking about, anyway, but we'll go here first. So anyway, most podcast episodes do not make it past the 10th episode. So
how many? What percent?
They give up. They quit at the 10th episode. So here we are, Fringe family. Hey, we're at our 11th episode.
We've crossed a barrier, and it
so
hurts.
we are a new statistic. We're on the other side of it. There's billions of podcasts and millions of them fall to the wayside all the time.
Billions. There's like 4 million. But yeah, like you said, most
I've heard
of them.
that they've fallen off significantly, and that's because people don't keep going. So my message to you, Fringe family, is to keep going. Just keep going. If you really like it, if you really want it, just keep pursuing it. I have a crazy business plan and idea right now that I just cannot let go of. And I know that I'm going to make a business out of it every time. I know I can't let it go, even as insane as it sounds.
Even when you feel the resistance.
I feel the resistance from Turning Pro, fam. Thank you for introducing the Stephen Pressfield. That's why I revisited Turning Pro this week, because I was like, come on. But you guys, I mean, like, I've even made all these notes and a logo and like sketch it. I've been obsessed. So I know I just need to
Don't tell anyone.
it.
It's in the wrap.
I'm not telling you what it is, but I'm telling you that like,
in the
process.
Works.
And it's just weird. And I know everyone's just going to be like, what? But it's great. I'm excited. It just has these meticulous bureaucratic red tape moments that I'm not looking forward to, that kind of kiboshed me for a week or two, where I lost momentum because of all this like
resistance,
taxes and certifications and insurances and, you know, but hey,
bureaucracy.
That's the cost of business, and I love business, so here we come. It's gonna be fun.
It's the game, sister.
Hey, speaking of the game, how's the game hunting going?
Oh, I've done zero hunting. I'm just cosplaying as a hunter. I like to shoot my bow and in hopes of hunting soon or one day, but as of right now, the closest local hunting available land is like the lake next to us, and the only thing we could hunt there is feral hog. And
ow, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited, but
I can't join this fall because I lost my driver's license.
Well, also, yeah, but also you can't hunt the feral hog during deer season, which is like from like September to, it said like, I think it said January on there.
Yeah.
So you can't even hunt the hogs there anyways. But but then I have like this deadline of like the 15th till they issue new hunter permits. But so I'm like trying to like do that, 'cause I have to do this hunter safety course. I'm trying to figure out if you have to do it every year, because I already did it one year. But if I'm using a gun, it might be different versus a bow, because I took the bow hunter one. But
you probably get like a limited.
No, there's a different. But yeah, I looked at it.
It's probably 2 years. Yeah, every 2 years.
And I did it in 2020, so I had to do it again.
Yeah, I remember I did it with you. It was so fun.
But since you can't go, now I'm trying to see if I can recruit anyone.
That was a sad realization. Guys, I can't do anything. I lost my driver's license, and it's all online now, and it's a whole like debacle. And then their computers went down, and so everyone that had an appointment lost their appointment, so we had to make another appointment. Now I don't have an appointment until January.
But you did say, what was you made a pact with me to go on some type of hunting excursion /
getaway,
not vacation, because it's work.
He hates the word vacation.
We're gonna be hiking. We're gonna be shooting. We're gonna be dirty, and then maybe we'll stay somewhere nice.
We're on a mission. But
some type of rifle. What are you? Rifle, shotgun? What are you? And what would you like to hunt? Tell the people.
Well, I've always had a dark. Do you want to hear my dark? Kind of, what would you call it?
Serial killer origin story?
Okay. Well, right on. All right. So essentially, yes, because I've always had a dark urge to be like an assassin. I think that was my martial arts training, but I was like, yeah,
I've had thoughts of it.
I don't know, sharp shooting, stuff like that, ninja.
So what, you want to be an assassin of animals?
No, that's totally different. There's a code, right? Speaking of code, you guys, I've got to bring it back to the spider code poll for you because so far, we're gonna just catch you up. So B took a clip from the last episode and he put it on Instagram, and we took a poll, and it was like, is spider code real? Who
Got crushed.
You know, and yeah. But the two most sensitive, most beautiful souled men that I know are the ones who actually agreed with B, which are
Thank you.
Coyote.
Yes.
Coyote and Munchies.
My two Mexican brothers,
yes,
my soul brothers. Thank
beautiful
you.
souls, beautiful souls. So that was beautiful.
Muchas.
And it
do you say
generated
love?
so much conversation. I had so much fun in the comments. That was so fun.
Amore.
So maybe we could do something today where we can poll it, because that was the poll.
I'm
was
trying
fun.
to get or
maybe a different kind of
I want to hear a
game
voice
with you
message of
guys.
people of how.
Yeah, we want voice messages.
Should I read some of these comments? Can I read some?
Please, they're so fun.
Okay, because
We'll
some
get
of
your
them,
approval later, maybe, to mention your name.
some of them were good. Okay, if not, I'll bleep it. This was from one of my favorites, Dev Goldsmith. She said, "Yeah, you should let the spider eat, fam. This is like going in someone's fridge." When she said that, I was like, "Fuck." I'm down a point. My 2 cents, plus its fate, the bug would end up on a windshield and her web is got oily man fingers on it now. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yes, I love the oily man fingers.
That's a logical fallacy.
Fuck your oily man
You're
fingers.
You're attacking the man, not the argument.
On my web. Keep your fingers off my web.
Okay, 0 to 5, I get it. Actually, no, here's one. Munchies. Brian, I am on your side, bro. I love the comparison with an animal stuck in a trap in the woods to a moth stuck to spiderweb. Help the creature out. Thank you, Munchies.
Yes, thank you, Munchies. But again, I had to reiterate that it's about...
Don't listen. Say it.
It was really about taking someone's meal, and that his analogy of the puppy getting stuck in the trap was bycatch, and a completely irrational comparison.
You're going to listen to hunting from someone like... Look at me. Come on.
Okay, I'm not even going to touch that because you know better.
Our boy Daniel Brown says, "Sorry, Brian. I started this video fully prepared to support you, but June bugs literally exist to be the bottom of the food chain."
Yeah. It's because you made the mistake of calling it a June bug.
Yeah, I misrepresented myself. It was like it was just like a scarab-looking moth beetle, so it was like had like a cool exoskeleton, but...
Okay, so for those of you who cannot see B right now, I have to mention, because I'm looking at him and I'm just thinking, like, your bottom lip is starting to slip up into your nose.
It's really digging into my face.
And you look like an old man without his teeth in right now. Pull it down. I can't see your mouth.
Is that? Oh, I forget there's a mouth hole.
Okay, so you guys, he has this beautiful medieval looking hood on that actually has like a camo face mask, and then it's inside of a knitted hood. And
I look like I'm about to rob the woods.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna rob.
Give me your porn stash.
He's gonna rob Robin Hood. He's gonna rob Little Red Riding Hood.
Tell me where your nearest porn stash is, please.
He looks like he's hiding from his wife, but he went to go take care of himself in the woods.
It's a ski hunting mask, so no animals can see your face. I heard even when you hunt certain deer, God, this thing sucks.
Well, he's in full camo too, but he has desert camo on his pants.
Hell yeah.
And then he has like Appalachian.
This is Uncle. This is what's this, Lieutenant Dan
from Vietnam.
Lieutenant Dan camo.
Oh no!
But I heard some people talk about hunting certain animals, and they say you can't even like move your eyes because they're just like, this is all you see. You're like, oh shit.
Especially your shiny, beautiful doe eyes.
That happened to me one time. First time I went into the woods near us. Which I've heard happens when you kind of go in blind, like, because you just break up the pattern of everything. They have, nothing, has no idea. But going in there and got super close to this buck and like a couple of does, but this huge buck, and I was just hiding in the woods. Because I remember there's no way I could have drawn because he was looking at me just going, "Woo!" and like stomping his heel, and like there was like steam coming out of his nostril going, "Woo!" and I was like, oh shit. And I had like, I had some type of mask on, but not this one. But and I remember I had my bow, but I was like, oh shit, if I draw, that's way too much movement. But
Yeah.
yeah, him just
That would
staring at me,
be.
and I was like, and I remember just like my eyes, I was like, oh, I was like trying not to look at him for a few points. So he's like, doesn't, but I remember it was intense though, just hearing that like,
I just remember.
"Wow!" I was like,
I
shit.
remember when you came home and you were like spreading the scent around the forest, and you still had the rag
The dough urine?
on the back of your foot, on the back of your boot,
No, I took it off by then. But I got home.
while you were standing there watching them clock you.
Oh,
And the buck
okay.
stomped
well, no, what happened
and
was
huffed.
I had dough urine poured onto a rag, attached to a string, attached to my boot, and I kind of walk around with it in hopes that
It's a real method. It's what people do.
the bucks get a little randy because they're like, "Who's this new fucking dough in town? This smells good." So they get so I did that, and I remember, I was walking a little bit, and then right as the sun was coming up, the forest was coming alive, the birds started chirping. I'm just like I'm like ducking, and there's like some ice by these like frozen berries, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I doing in here? This is like so cold. And then the doe, I could tell, was like going nuts, like going "Bow!" and like running. I just hear the footsteps in the woods, and then and I still had the fucking urine coated rag attached to my boot, and I was like kind of freaking out because this buck was going crazy, and I was like, dude, if I don't get this piss off me, I might get raped by this buck right now. So I literally was like cut it off.
That was my first thought when you were telling me.
I cut it off my ankle and just like tossed it, and I was just waiting, but he was just like running back and forth. But that was my first thought, was like, dude, what happens if I get like raped?
Got raped by a large inmate?
Because bucks, dude, if they actually use their like antlers to like attack you, dude, like you'd be like, fuck, dude, that's like so strong. But thankfully they're prey, not predator.
I was like, he told me that this buck was sweet on him, and I was like, oh my god.
He had the hots for me.
A rag of hot lady pee hanging, on your person.
Doe and
walking around the woods with it while they're in heat.
Doe and eustress.
It's his first time doing it by himself.
I bike down there.
It's crisp as fuck out there, so all the leaves are like crunch, crunch.
Yeah, especially
crunch.
when it's icy. I bike down there with like my bow on my handlebars and like my arrows, and I had my broadheads in a jar, but I was like, dude, this is fucking dangerous.
Oh goodness.
Good times though, man. I think people who love horror movies, I think you should just go into the woods when it's dark and your instincts are telling you to go the other way, and you're like, fuck, I gotta go in here so I can get set up and be the predator. But
that's how you run into jaguars. That's happened to you twice in the woods now.
Yeah, if you want an adrenaline rush, that's how you do it. If you don't, these fucking jumps.
If you want to run with cats at night,
these fucking jump scare movies and just dopamine hit fucking cheap thrills, go for it. But if you want some real deep stuff, man,
that's real cat behavior.
Walk into the woods at night is all I'm saying.
I was born in the year of the dog, y'all. No, he's actually a horse, but that's real cat behavior, sir.
What? Going into the dark? Fate into the darkness?
Playing in the woods at night with the cats. Okay, the reason I keep bringing this up is because the first time this happened, story time, break for story time. So myself, and his bestie, Ash, we were all walking in the woods at Oak Point out here. And it's at night, and we had walked from our place all the way there. And we were like, well, let's just take a little jaunt in the woods on a path, And both Ash and I hang back a little bit from B, and he's just like gung-ho, la la la, frolicking
like a
ahead
fool
of us about 200 feet. And Ashley and I both hear, wow, wow. And we're like, oh, shit.
Hello.
And we hear it start running towards B. It's like, and we hear it again. And we're like, oh, B, come back, come back, come back. And so we start running, and we're like, B, come on. And so we drag him. We start running towards him. We drag him back. And we all start running out, and I was like, dude, that bobcat was about to pounce. She was about to get you. We could hear where she was in comparison to you, and we could hear her approaching you. Then the second time,
What? Hang on.
didn't you get it on your deer cam?
That whole time, I remember I had no idea you guys even heard that. So you guys were like, "Come on back," and I'm like, "What are you guys freaking out about?" God, dude, I'm like just walking in the woods, and then I'm just like walking back, and I'm like, "What is the problem, guys?" And I'm like, "Did you not hear that? There's a bobcat and growl." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "No, dude, I was just taking a stroll like a classic fool."
Yeah,
No,
it's beautiful and brilliant. But
then another time, this might have been one of these times I was coming out of the woods at night. No, in the early rising. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was at night. I think this was a dawn. Dusk. And I went in there. I was coming out, and then didn't see much. No, actually, I think that time I saw some deer running, but as I was about to leave the woods to hit the road so I can start walking back, I hear all this footsteps in the grass just going like, and I was like, "What is that?" And then so at that moment, I turned my headlamp on, and I see these eyes coming at me, and then it turns, and it's like I could see the stripes that make it like a bobcat. And it like turns and just runs across up the street and up the woods. But I was like, he was probably watching me that whole time. But then for him to be loud, it was just weird that he was so loud in that moment of like. And I was
he was running at you.
Yeah,
and then you turned around and he stopped.
I had I flashed on my headlights, and he just like turned.
So that's twice.
Damn! I saw his he looked spotted, kind of.
I had an interaction once with my mom in the woods, and I jumped on her shoulders like we'd trained ourselves to. And we were banging the pots from the bottom of our bag.
What was it? It was a mountain lion? Is that what
yeah, and we were waving, and we were making huge noises and screaming, and it was just like,
say you're supposed to
it was just turned sideways and looked at us and was like, "You dumb bitches." And then just turned around and slowly just like cat slank off into the distance. She was like, "I have no time for you." And we were just like making such a big deal out of it too. Like two people high, banging pots, yelling and screaming. But that's what they tell you to do.
You were high with
like
your mom? Is that what you said?
Yeah. And we were hiking.
Were you both adults?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what they say to do is you had to make noise, bang shit.
Up in Colorado. I was
Could
like
you
25.
See it's like muscular arms and it's like big pumpkin head.
And they're huge feet. Huge feet. I'm like, if that thing caught my face or caught... You know, because I think about this woman when I lived in Colorado, you would hear, and today in news, right, which was never my TV or my news on, but I would hear it through, osmosis, just walking through the room or whatever, and you hear that someone else got bit in the face or someone else got mauled by a mountain lion because they just built this $2.2 million mansion on the side of the hill, and they're doing yoga in their backyard, which is actually her backyard.
Oh yeah,
and she comes down and like
California
mauls a lady. And so I think about that all the time. Every time I hike now, I think about that. It comes to my mind at one point. And then also the couple of bears I've had to run from in my days. But that's what happens when you play in the woods, So
yeah.
what are you gonna do when you encounter a bear, dog?
I don't live in fear, but bear...
No, it's not about fear.
Bear is one that I have like a legit phobia, but... Fuck, just make sure my girlfriend's not bleeding and pray for the best is all I can say.
Yay, thank you for thinking of me first. I appreciate that. I will not be bleeding when I go out into the woods or ovulating. Week 3 is probably the best. Week 3, when it's just like high progesterone and I feel fat and I don't want to be around people anyway, so I'll go out into the woods.
We plan the hunting trip around your ovulation cycle. What's optimal energy week? Giddy up and go.
That's week 2 and climbing, and then at week 2 there's the first plummet of estrogen, a little hard crash
after week 2. Is that what you said?
But the 3rd week would probably be best because that's when my schnoz is actually the strongest. That's whenever women are smelling the strongest. Just in case they got pregnant in their week 1 or week 2, their senses are heightened, especially the sense of smell. So I'll be able to smell like outrageously, be able to track, and that'd be amazing.
Well, if we're
And then also, I tend to be much more level-headed and calm
on threes is what you're
and
saying.
in 3. But I'm also extremely hungry, bloated. Like I said, I don't really feel like being around people anyway, so it's the best time for me to go out in the woods. So yeah, week 3. Probably the beginning of maybe the middle of week 3.
The question we're all thinking, what about vaginal odor?
That's also actually the best time because that's when the least is going on.
Week 3, okay.
So
you hear
like,
that hunting?
The middle of week 3 is when you want to take your girlfriends hunting with you.
We gotta write an article about this. This is
maybe I should talk about it. I've never
ovulation.
No, because you don't want to go during ovulation because then, especially with your boyfriend.
If you're hunting,
then you're just going to want to be,
What if you're hunting bear, though?
And then you don't want, like, right before you bleed.
Or shark. If you're hunting shark, you dip the wife in the water.
You definitely don't want week 4.
Well, if you ever have to fart, please fart into the mic.
Perhaps not.
Do you know? Okay, we back. Sorry for technical difficulties.
Hey,
I promise
just
won't
a little
happen
break.
again.
No big deal. All right, so good segue into, there were a couple of things I wanted to cover that I wrote notes on. So I'm going to be responsible to my past self who was so kind enough to make these notes for me. Let's see, where were we? Oh my gosh, so it was the numerology of 1111. Because happy 1111, guys. We made it. We stepped through the portal. We did it. So I never really get into anything dogmatic. I was born into metaphysics, so, like I was raised that way. I kind of got away from it because I was. Anyway, when I started kind of seeing that numerology was really real for me and my little reality for myself, I started looking up Joanne's Sacred Scribes website for when these occurrences would happen, the repeated numbers.
Well, when it becomes like undeniable kind of thing.
Undeniable.
I like that kind of thing. We're like, okay.
Yeah, these are the things that I actually kind of practice a little bit because I'm like, it's been undeniable for me.
When you get synchronicities.
Through experience.
When you get synchronicities where you're like, I'd be lying to myself to not point out that this is like more than like a chance kind of thing.
Yeah, because I don't believe in coincidence, right? Because everything affects everything else. I like quantum theory,
and we follow.
I like quantum theory. I like anyway. But back to the numerology.
So you're 444,
which I spelled so hilariously here. Anyway, so we were at today's the 11, right? Which adds to 2, which is actually a feminine number. But I wanted a feminine number, but I wanted to actually, I feel like I just said that word so many times.
Actually.
Anyway, so 11 is the duplicator of the builder number 1 to kind of represent forward movement. Okay, we'll just chalk it down to that or up to that. So here we are. We're in our forward movement. It's the 11 is the amplifier of the 1. We get 2 1s. Sometimes they come in 3, 4, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, but I will tell you the strongest thing for me right now, and it's been happening for about a month, just solid to where I can just show people examples on the daily basis now of 77 entering the chat. It's been insane. Like, I've shared it with you. What do you think?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times, when you're like, there it is, there's that, but license plates, battery percentage, degrees, or...
Yeah,
well,
exactly. Those are good examples. All sorts of things. Oh, and then there was another thing. Oh my gosh, we wanted to
what does 77 mean?
So... it's also a building number, and it has to do with finances and security in the home, and just amplifying manifestation, which I feel so silly saying because it's such a buzzword now, but it really is.
Cliche.
So it's an amplifier of anything you've been building, anything that's been seeded. And there are also many different kind of reasons within that, but anything that's been seeded is taking on momentum and is coming back as so
I'll take it.
and multiplying. And
Why does this correlate to something going on with the stars? Or this is just numerology?
Always, doesn't it?
Are they or numbers and?
You know what I was interested, what I was drawn to recently by a new friend. She's so wonderful on IG. She was like, human design. And I said, I'm really kind of ignorant to human design. And, but I get the general gist of it. And then she gave me an explanation. And I was like, that actually sounds really interesting. And I'm going to look into it. And then I asked for some sources and whatnot. And so I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, that path soon. That'll be fun. Human design. Because apparently it's a lot of different kind of principles combined holistically. You know, I imagine it kind of superimposed or like layered upon each other transparently.
Human design.
Human design.
Does that
interesting.
mean?
Do you know anything about it?
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I'd like to read her description.
I can't tell if it's a
right here.
Christian angle or a
She's
like
much more eloquent.
biohacking, design your human life kind of angle. I'm like, I don't know what
It is
this coming
biohacking.
from.
It is most certainly biohacking through a lot of different, like if you take, she said you take just everything you can think of metaphysical, right? And you kind of blend that together and it comes out with a blueprint of who you are, basically. What kind of human you be.
Who you are in what terms? Like a
And just
Jungian
like it
type of
plays
thing?
to your
or,
strengths, kind of. It's kind of like plays to your attributes in accordance with all your alignments, like what all the things you're aligned with and all the different practices.
How much do they charge a month?
There's like the tree. Okay, wait, I just remembered one of them is like the tree of life, astrology, of course, the zodiac, all sorts of the Kabbalah, I think, just all sorts of things. But what was your question again?
How much do they charge per month?
That's the thing. She was saying something financial about one person.
Let me guess.
That she had found that she suggested to me that didn't work in the typical way that most of them do.
I bet it's cheaper if you get 3 of your friends to join, and then they get.
That's what she was saying.
They
That,
get
that
3 of
this
their
woman
friends
doesn't
to
work
join?
in a pyramid scheme.
I don't know. Were they wearing Were they cute little bicyclists on the freeway?
Look, it piqued my interest, so I'm going to go as far as my interest takes me, and we'll see what that results in. I mean, I haven't even started yet. I took the notes. I have it down, so we'll see. We'll see what I do with it.
Yeah, why are we giving them free promotion, dude?
Because it's intriguing. It's esoteric, and it's interesting because I cherry pick everything anyway, like all the spiritualisms and ists, and I take what I resonate with from everything. So I'm like, it sounds right up my alley. It's super practical. It's like the Swiss Army knife of metaphysics.
All right. Well, I guess you need to report back next episode.
Oh, don't. Are you giving me a deadline? That'll motivate me.
No, I just...
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. I like it. All right. Challenge accepted. Human design, here we come. Let's see if I can do it for free, because this ain't the week for it. Just kidding. Let's see what else. I think that was all my notes aside from this cute little cartoon that I'm going to make, and we will post up here. Oh, we've been fine tuning and clean fall cleanup of the land. That's been fun. I've been enjoying that. These last sunny days, we've been cleaning it up. We had a whole bunch of like a stacked pile of trash up near the front of the property, and Bee's been breaking it down and taking it out, and it's looking all fancy up there. All nice. We pushed the chickens back further. So now they're kind of in it's a cool L-shaped run of bamboo, which is their natural habitat, their original habitat. Because they were transported down the Silk Road way back in the day. That's how we got chickens. Yeah, they were jungle fowl. So they love it under the bamboo. So we've pushed their fence line back. And now we just have like a clear fence line, like an observation deck, really. So we can just go and observe them. But the orchard's all open for everyone to walk around and enjoy and sit under the trees and frolic about.
Let me see.
Oh my God, I have a quote of yours. Can I read this quote?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I have a question for you. Like, which books are we reading right now? But okay, here's the quote. And this goes back to the Spider Code poll, y'all. So this was afterward, and we're still discussing it. And he says, "I've accepted that I'm a minority in the world that thinks in scarcity. Spider Code is a joke. I believe in abundance. There will be plenty more. I hope to be saved in that situation. Praise." B. Fall 2020.
What wise man said that? Oh, that was my words? Wow.
Those were your words.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Abundance. The spider will eat again, dude. It's a more than capable hunter.
Will the hunter eat again? You're burning daylight.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm not going back out there today, dude. I'm scared of shit.
Talk about all this nighttime hunting.
No, dude, not today. I wanted to talk about. Okay, where did it go? There was this artist who, I'll put a picture of it, that paints like construction paper.
Yeah.
Construction paper drawings where it looks like, but it's an oil painting, keep in mind, but it looks, when you're looking at it, it looks like a kid's construction paper cutout glued on there. You can see the wrinkles in there, the shadows, and like very technical skill, but not like evoking that much in terms of like a painting, but maybe if you look at it, maybe it was like his kid's construction project or something. But who gives a shit about your kids, But my question is,
oh my goodness.
My question is about art, and when things are, do you appreciate technical skill and execution, like this fine fucking painting or this realistic looking thing, or these brush strokes, or this beautiful fucking fadeaway jump shot, or a drum solo or guitar thing? Or do you appreciate the soul message behind it, like what it evokes in you, and like the emotion in it, and like what not the message, this is an article actually I wanted to talk about, not the pipe, which is like the mechanism that it goes through, like a paintbrush, and not like the painter's vision, versus like the idea message behind it. But I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on all that?
So, I'm kind of a both and girl on most things. When you present these questions to me, you're like, is it this or is it that? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, sometimes
yes,
that's by
usually there's some
design.
other explanation too. So
not either or, but both and.
Yeah.
But sorry, so what do you so the execution and the evoking emotion?
Yes, naturally, because it can be both. I mean, Okay, not a dig to you or your question by any means, but like it's just for me, it feels like it's splitting hairs on a holistic situation where clearly all things involved are responsible, and it's just like whenever you get ill, it's always the perfect storm of something. It's never one singular thing that causes that. Just like success, there's a recipe. There's a recipe for success. There's a recipe for disaster too. But it's never just one. There's never a singularity. Nothing works alone.
I know I'm not an example. My question would be if you saw. I'm kind of basing this on these two artists. I don't want to name any names, but one was very well technical skill and execution, and one was like very people would be in tears at their work versus like this one's like fucking looks amazing. Or you see like an old drawing, very technical. It's just some guy's head portrait, whatever, looks great.
Yeah.
But or you see some, artist that does like I don't know, like just an interesting take on a head portrait or like almost I don't know, because sometimes like caricatures. That's what's interesting about caricatures.
I love caricature.
What they choose to exaggerate and pick up on, almost like it's like tells you more. Almost, I'm like, yeah.
It tells a story of the person in the picture and the attributes, and
it's a real skill in itself, dude.
Character. I wanted to get into caricature for a while.
I'd feel so bad. There's this one account I see. I need to follow them, but I see I could tell it's their shtick. I don't know what their setup says, but they draw people, and then say one guy's like tooth is barely messed up, and he'll just like fuck with the tooth or like how the woman looks or like
I think that's the double-edged sword of caricature.
But almost like roasting them though. But
well, I find those little things unique and beautiful. Well, I think that's healthy too, is to be able to laugh at your perceived flaws or whatever. Or just laugh at yourself. I mean, we're bloody laughable to begin with because we're human. I mean, look at us. We look like pinkies stood up and put in pants. Like, what? It's so bizarre. We're strange. We're strange little beings.
True.
Humans.
Can I read this little article to you real quick?
Please.
Short little thing. It says, I don't know who they are. It doesn't say an author on there, but it says patterns of existence, pipe and flow. Pipe says how, flows as what. But it says every element in the universe either functions as a pipe or as the substance flowing within it. The interplay between the pipe and how its flow is intrinsic aspect of existence. This article aims to demystify the pattern and elucidate the application. Okay. True patterns can be identified across various domains, but in the intricacies of spirituality, the framework of science, or the fluctuations in finances, their constant reoccurrence mirroring the endless repetitions as fractal. Okay. Examples of the pattern. Sorry. Language. Language acts as a pipe for our thoughts, feelings, and shared narratives. Through it, a torrent of ideas and emotions traverse, allowing us to understand the universe's intricate patterns and our position within it. Another example, art. The mediums of expression, whether canvas, musical instruments, or a stage, act as the pipe. What flows through the artwork, melody, or performance embodies the artist's essence and vision. And then a last one, money. Here, money is the pipe, and wealth is what flows. A common misconception is viewing money as the end goal, which skews focus toward the pipe, blinding us to the actual flow of wealth. But just this idea of like something as like, this is the medium, this is like the message, this is the essence, the spirit of something.
Okay, I see what you're saying, and yes, I feel like that quite a lot of times. That's why I call it channeling, because I do, I am a, it's so weird to say, I am a channeler in ways, and all artists channel down
to a fine point or whatever they're doing.
Genius, yeah. And it's just expression of true source, So it's, I mean, wow, yeah, the channeling. That's what it is. Like when you said what flows through is the art, and that's exactly it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because remember we were talking like episodes a while back, it was like 4 or 5 or whatever, and we were talking about how you have to separate the artist from the art, because sometimes the real sons of bitches, and sometimes they're just like real despicable people, but they've created some really
Right. The fallacies of their life, but
yeah, but that can be in any of the arts or any of the any creation. Right? You have to separate the creation from the human. But then also celebrate both of them in the same instance, the human and the God self.
it's a shame.
It channels down the magic.
It's a shame Hitler didn't paint like the Mona Lisa, because I would love to see society's like, it's the most beautiful painting, but the most horrible person. What do we do?
Listen, even one of the most despicable
What
people
would
was still a
happen?
great public speaker.
What would happen
I
in that
have
situation?
to give it to, he was impassioned and he lit people up.
Yeah, because he was on meth, dude.
Still, that does not take away from the effect. He was effectual and he was passionate and he was impassioned.
And I also
people they ate that shit
I
up.
heard at the time Germany was going through a severe inflation, and so people were like fuck yeah, someone's like saying some shit, get us out of here. But I'm by no means a Hitler apologist. I'm just, but because we've always wondered, like, yeah, how do you get behind that? But this whole idea of the I don't know.
But that's undeniable, though. He was a great public speaker. Like, I mean, look at what he rallied. Look at what rallied against around him because of it. Anyway, yeah.
Colibri just keeps wanting to stay on Hitler, praising him. But okay, anything else you want to say about Hitler? What else was he good at?
Oh, because you're making it better. Actually, I want to bring it to this mag, Neuro Mag. It's magnesium L-threonate by Life Extension. And that, I got to tell you, that name is so apt because I feel amazing. And the tropical punch flavor is pretty awesome too. It tastes kind of like I don't know, like a vitamin mix packet, but it's good. And I feel incredible. So I don't have any pressure in my neck. I can't feel my neck, which most days I can because I have a bone growth in my C4 that's like an eagle talon. It's like 3 inches long. It's crazy. Anyway, no pain. My brain is on just wonderful flowing magma, but organized and calm, and my mind just feels clear and incredible. I love it. And I've slept so well. I love the way I've felt since we've taken it. It's like marketable difference in the last week. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't know we were about to do a commercial for him, but yeah, I mean, I did read about it's better at night, has less of a laxative effect as like the others, like the chloride, which sometimes we want, but so we're like debating if we should take both of them, but I don't know, it's subtle. I mean, it tastes better. I mean, like the magnesium chloride we take tastes like liquid metal. Like it's like almost electrically charged. When you drink it, it's just like, whoa. But
I kind of love it though.
yeah, honestly, because then when I remember, then you take a shot of like something at the bar, and you're like, dude, this is nothing, dude. I drink magnesium shots, dude. That's like, I'm like, whoa.
I much prefer magnesium shot any day.
But yeah, it feels great. It's subtle. I'm trying to think. I haven't had like as noticeable thing like as your neck thing, but I don't know. I feel like I've been sleeping better. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big mag proponent, so
Yeah, this is just a different derivative than either one of us have ever taken. So I'm really loving it.
I think I heard it from some like strength coach, Olympic type cat who said something. It's basically talking about like recovery aspects of it. So
Yeah, always with magnesium, that's like an underlying benefit of mag to begin with, because it's a muscle relaxant. It's amazing. Like, put it topically. I made a topical spray out of it. It's so intense that I have to actually cut it because it's leaving like a chalk film on everybody's skin right now. So that's funny. But this mag, it supports memory and cognitive function. And I actually feel as lit up as I did when I take the Alpha Brain. Actually, it feels different in a way.
suck on that on it.
Oh, I dropped my pen. Oh well. It's where pens go to die.
Is that it for the mag? If so, I have a experimental segment I want to try right now.
Bam, bam, bam.
We call it headlines.
Dun dun dun.
Cue the action. Okay.
Headlines that have alerted our attention.
We're starting small. I'm trying to keep a tab of just headlines I see or something. Not in like a cultural keep up with stuff, but just things that kind of align with stuff we talk about or exaggerate or just, show cases of absurdity or like what or like this is a thing. I don't know. Just things that are just like catch our eye or something. But okay, I saved this one because I know you'll have a personal flair to this one. But
oh boy,
it says Pizza Hut selling snake pizza in Hong Kong.
See, this is why I love Japan. Okay, because I don't eat fast food, but girl, snake is my favorite. Snake is my favorite meat. It's always been my favorite. It'll always be my favorite. I love unagi too, which is freshwater eel, and that.
Where did you eat these at?
Yes, so I would. If it wasn't the fast food, I would throw it down. You know what? Let's make that at home. That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, I've been trying to catch that fucking Texas rat.
The rat snake.
What is it, like 5 feet?
We gotta eat him. We've been fattening him up for like 4 years.
I know he's been eating our fucking
on our chickens,
free range chicken eggs. He's eating our. I know he's eating babies.
Our baby rooster.
I've caught him once with a chicken in its mouth, and as I approached it, kind of just like regurgitated it, and I was like,
he was so
whoa.
brave this last time. He was like, you guys aren't gonna do nothing, and he just swallowed the egg. He like continued to just eat, and then he went home like, yeah, I'm out of here now, fine, whatever.
So
and then he just slithered back into his hole. That was crazy.
Remember we saw him, he was so determined to get that egg. When we opened the hat, he like literally turned out, and you could see it in his mouth. And
he was like, "I'm not dropping it."
And then he was like deep throating the egg, and I think at one point it cracked because then
it did.
He was like, we were like chasing him away, but maybe this is that snake because okay, now that we've identified it, we know it's not venomous or poisonous.
It's a Texas brown rat snake.
I could have easily just grabbed its tail earlier, or not that day.
Yeah.
But there's something like going into the woods in the middle of the night. There's something about grabbing a snake that goes against everything in me. Where I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? But
let me educate you on their tail real quick. So they have a false rattler on the end. Sometimes they'll do that, especially the brown ones because they kind of look like rattlesnakes. And it will just break off at the end. So you've got to get like a good hunk of the backside of his body, like the end of his body.
Yeah, I mean, I would, because...
Not like the tip of his tail, because it's just going to break off like that gecko.
The tail is just a means to get to the head. Everything's just about the head,
Yeah.
But, dude, I remember hearing this one story about this Paul Rosalio or something, but he like lives in the Amazon and does all this like work with these groups. But he was telling this story about looking for anaconda. And when they found one, and he like jumped on its like fucking back, neck, and he said he couldn't wrap his arms around it, is what he said on one of them. But he was saying he was trying to like hold one of them, and it was literally just like slinking on the ground and just pulling them, like he was just getting pulled into these thickets, and he had to like let go because it was so thick. But just think, I'm like, dude, I wonder what that tastes like. I know in Florida they pay people to like hunt. I was
just about to say
they hunt the pythons or the anacondas.
I want to do this.
Killing like 90+% of the mammals out there.
Yeah, I'm like, can't we just go to Florida? I want to get my anaconda tag down in Florida because that sounds so fun. Go out on the kayaks.
You might not even need to. They might pay
That'd
you.
That'd be rad. Just pay me to hunt anaconda. I'm down. That sounds
That's
so...
scary as shit. What, are you gonna, from a boat? What, are you gonna shoot it?
Sounds scary as shit, but so good.
They're hard to...
like they're just free snake all the time.
They're hard to find, though, is the thing.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I want a snake burger.
Maybe
like a salmon burger, but with snake. That'd be amazing.
Let me read this to you real quick. It says, American company Pizza teamed up with a century-old Hong Kong restaurant to put a modern spin on a traditional dish. Or more simply, snake on a pizza.
Snake pizza, my two favorite things.
The new offering
oh my god
combines shredded snake meat, black mushrooms, and Chinese dried ham All
What?
indispensable ingredients of an authentic snake stew
These are a
and part of the
few of
Hong
my
Kong's franchise
favorite
marketing plot to
things.
generate buzz online. Oh, it's working. Many believe that snake meat has medicinal properties, improving skin conditions and warming up the body.
I agree.
Does that make you randy?
And that's ironic that it's warming up the body because the snake needs sun to warm itself.
Paired with cheese and diced chicken, the snake meat becomes richer in taste.
Ooh.
Never had it.
You're making me
I would try it because
hungry.
you talking about like those different types of with the eel or whatever, and like I can see because it is kind of like layered, flaky, you know. So I could see how snake would do that. And
Anago is not as good because
I've
it's
seen-
saltwater eel and it's a little tougher and saltier, so it tastes more like a jerky almost. It's kind of drier.
which
Unagi
Unagi?
is soft.
Yeah, that was soft.
Like snake. No, onago. The
Unago?
saltwater anago.
what is that?
Unagi starts with a U. Anago starts with an A. Anago is the saltwater eel. And it's a little tougher and drier and saltier. It almost tastes like dried eel. And it's lighter in color. It's not as like rich. And it has a different sauce. I love unagi sauce, which is basically just like sugar, molasses, and soy sauce mixed together. But I love it.
Nothing fancy.
I love it though.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing like Bear Grylls or survival shows when I was a kid. They just, put the snake on a stick, kind of twisted it, and they're just talking about, they were like, oh, this is amazing. And,
Yeah.
it looks brutal, like the skin, but I'm like, but then when you see them, dude, like anything we've said, any animal, once you get the skin off, dude, it's like,
It's all pretty much the same.
yeah,
Snake is
dude,
way
yeah,
different.
whatever.
It's more like
because the
fish.
fur's gone, the skin's gone, the feathers, the scale. Now you're just all right. Now we're just looking at meat, and you're just honestly. And I remember when I stabbed myself in the hand, and I had like this little, what is this? Probably like an 1.5 inch wound, and like when I could see my meat. I say meat because it looked like meat.
It
my
did. I
my
had to stuff
muscle,
his meat back in his
and
hand.
it looked purpley, kind of had a hue to it, and then.
It looked like squirrel meat.
Yeah, we'd taken apart a couple of squirrels before that, and I was like, what? And I remember as it
Venison.
happened, there's blood shooting out. I remember looking at it, and I was like, wow, that kind of looks like squirrel meat. That's kind of cool. And then I was like, shit.
As he's passing
and I'm
out.
like, yeah, seeing my meat is not a good sign. And then I started getting lightheaded, and I was like, oh shit. But anyways, okay, I thought you'd like that.
I like the segue
the
story.
snake story. This I'm starting light. There's only another one.
Love it. I didn't bring mine with me, so it's all you right now. I can't think of any of my headlines right now, but there's been some good ones.
Purdue made chicken feed for humans to eat.
Oh yeah.
It says Purdue is launching Chicks Mix, a snack inspired by antibiotic-free ingredients that Purdue's chickens eat. Purdue has believed it's a clever way to combat criticism about chicken production. It says made from most of the same ingredients, and because people were asking about like what the chickens eat, and the quality of food that the birds eat, so.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's make a food out of the chicken food we feed them. They're like,
this sounds like Soylent Green. Like
I was hoping you'd say so.
it's like Soylent Green, dude.
Let's just eat chicken food.
They're eating the humans.
I don't know how it's selling, but it says their feed contains grains, primarily consisting of corn mixed with vitamins, minerals, amino acids. To quote, ensure a nutritionally balanced
This
diet.
just reminds me of whenever all the alcohol companies started making hand sanitizer during the lockdowns, and now like Sunny D makes an alcohol. Like they just went in reverse. Like all these companies got into alcohol after the lockdowns. It's just weird. Like you know who owns Purdue? Tyson. Fuck Tyson. I say nay. You know what? Okay, I don't have any headlines. But
you wouldn't peck at that?
But I do have what I found
Chicks
on
Mix.
Craigslist this week. Ah, yes. Woo-hoo. So I like to look at all the free shit because I love free shit. And I love Craigslist. And we look at Craigslist all the time. We look at land and, gigs and all kinds of stuff. So love some Craigslist. And I like to look for free shit on the side of the road because I am a raccoon. And I've been dumpster diving since I could walk and help my mother. So, it's kind of an inborn thing now. I just love free shit on the side of the road. So anyway, There you are. I'm a gypsy raccoon. So this week I found baby goats. I found baby goats, $125 a piece. They were a triplet pair, or a triplet pair. They were triplets, and we could get them for $300.
Were they babies or Nigerian dwarfs?
They were Nigerian dwarf babies.
Oh, okay.
Which is like perfect for our land because we have a mini homestead, you know. We got like an acre at 0.25, maybe acre and a half.
Every time you say,
as if
you tell someone how many acres
we have access to
changes.
6 acres. So anyway, yeah, there were Nigerian pigs, and then we started talking about, oh my God, yeah, we started talking about pigs because there were Nigerian dwarf goats. So now all of us really found that we really like pork. So the girls actually voted today for pork. Girls voted pigs.
Well, yeah, we presented the question of would you rather get mini goats or some mini pigs or something, but...
Yeah. So I found pigs and I found goats.
But pig...
What's your vote, pig or goat? They're totally different care. Maybe that's the vote this week.
Yeah.
Poll, pig or goat, pig or goat.
I'd probably start with
I like pig meat better.
I just don't know how those like little guys taste, but pigs, I just worry. I don't care. I'll eat any kind of meat that's raised well and harvested, but honestly, it depends on like who's messier, who escapes more.
Yeah, maybe we should just stick to meat
who
birds.
Eats more. I've always wanted a pig. I've secretly always wanted a pig just to throw my scraps and shit that I like. I just throw it to the fucking pig. He'll eat it.
Humans,
stuff like that.
I don't like.
I've always wanted something like that. So that's a plus. The goats, they like to climb. They like to rub. They eat a lot.
They'll eat all the poison ivy
Less
everywhere.
Meat. I don't know. I'd have to see the pig, how big it gets, and what kind of mess it makes. How hard it is to keep them in.
Pork chops is
And then
good.
how do we harvest them? You just shoot them in the head.
Ham is good. Bacon is good.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go hog hunting, dude. But you freaking dropped the ball.
No, I
Look at
dropped
me.
my driver's license.
Look at me.
And the DMV dropped the ball. But that's neither here nor there. This week in what I've been reading, y'all. So I have an ironic kind of a story, if you guys want to hear it real quick. I've been reading from this Smithsonian mag that I got, coincidentally. The article that I'm reading is called Ghostwriter, and I got this magazine from a friend. We were helping him clean out his deceased wife's house after she suicided. Ooh. And I got this magazine from there, and there's this whom her energy hung out with me for a few months afterwards, and I have a lot of her belongings. In fact, I have her white leather hawk boots, and just so she and I and her energy got very close. And anyway, ironically enough, this article is about Pearl Curran, a St. Louis housewife. She channeled a 17th century spirit to the heights of 20th century literary stardom. So this spirit that she channeled wrote some 10 million words in the time, like from 1909 to late 1917. And she wrote 2 books, volumes, like 25.
Edit down is what I say.
25 volumes of poetry and just works. This is a fascinating story. I'm only halfway through the article, but I can't wait to bring it to the podcast. If not here, I'll be writing about it and or side podcasting about it on my Substack.
Wait, that's it?
So you guys be looking
happens?
for that. What happens? Are you actually interested?
You're just going to tease us like that?
Well, I want to bring it. I still need to finish the article, so it's unfinished. But I did just want to mention that's what I was reading this week. I didn't get to read a lot. I did read from, I'll bring the full story. It's fascinating. They started with a Ouija board, and there's all this drama. Harry Houdini is involved. Like, he tried to discount this medium named Pearl Coran. And the ghost name is so fabulous. Oh my gosh, her name is Patience Worth. And she's this fantastic, like 1600s English countryside woman that just speaks in this magical, fantastical kind of way. And I think she won a Nobel Peace Prize, actually, for her writing.
The Ghost?
The Ghost, Patience Worth. And I'm going to watch this movie and documentary soon, hopefully, that I found as well. So I'm going down that rabbit hole of this, which actually is wonderful, because I think I'm going to make an episode out of it for my daughter's podcast. I think that's what I want to talk about on her podcast, is this this channeler Pearl Coran and her writings. And she speaks in Old English for the most part. So the language is like completely different.
So it probably sucks, is what you're saying.
The language is completely different. Her mannerisms are completely different. It's amazing. Just all the details that this...
is there some drama to the story? Or
so much drama.
Write something that we're all familiar with or something?
No, absolutely probably not. But it's really in this era where there were a lot of women who were coming out as mediums. And there were men who were actually making it their pride work to, like, including Harry Houdini and this guy named Walter Franklin Prince, who they made it their life's mission to expose fake mediums. But after investigating Pearl for several weeks, Prince concluded that she was authentic. But Houdini came after her sisters, her ancestors, like a mad dog. This man is insane. I'm like, he's an illusionist. What's your problem, Harry? This is what you do. You fool people
Yeah, but they have...
Why is he trying to... How do you get this hair up his ass? I want to know why he takes it so personally. He spent like a decade doing this.
Because they have different methods. He's more of a methodical, kind of not real magic, but illusionary. And she's more, tuned into a different kind of thing. And so he's like, I know you're doing something here, Missy.
He just said that she was a brilliant writer that was trying to get attention and got attention through this mechanism, through this, story that she built around it.
Hey, let her get some paper, dude.
Like, all right, just why want to destroy the magic? Like,
well, maybe she's a fraud.
Yeah. So finding this is
charlatan.
This is also what Prince had said. He said, finding no evidence that ordinary Pearl had produced the material, because she was very meek and mild and kind of like a closet, what do you call it? She just
homosexual.
It was
homosexual.
Maybe it was that era. Lots of lesbianism happening behind closed doors.
The real magic is making a woman come.
He said, finding no evidence. I know. No, it's hysteria. She needs orgasms. All right. But it's true, though. It's true. That is very true, actually. Finding no evidence that ordinary Pearl had produced the material, Prince concluded that some cause operating through Miss Coran must be acknowledged. So, I mean, she was proven real by a lot of people. Houdini had a total bug up his ass about her, and I love it. I can't wait to read more about that. It's good. It's good historical drama. I like the historical gossip. It's nice, even though I don't like to gossip. Historical gossip is juicy and fun. Especially when there's brats like Harry Houdini just walking around trying to disprove women's medium powers. Like, what kind of man? Who does that?
No.
I don't know, you guys. Hey, listen, so I found this watercolor my sister painted for me. She does these watercolors with poetry, and they're just so beautiful. And I'm wanting to frame it in a shadow box, but I wanted to read it. I've been wanting to read it on here for a long time. So can I read it real quick? It's not that long.
Sure.
It's so gorgeous. And it's about she and I.
Did you ask her permission?
Yes. I'm promoting her new poetry. It's called Frances Denise on Instagram. Frances Denise Poetry. And she's going in a poetry path direction. And it's already paying off. She's already been featured at a couple of ceremonies, and she got paid with like VIP tickets this last weekend to a concert, and they fed her lunch and dinner and like upgraded her tickets, and they were actually ended up free, which was amazing. So she's getting the hookup for being a little poet. So here it is. Early in the rising, when the world is still asleep, is when the angels shed their tears and share gentle giggles. They untangle and they weave, walking through grief and writing dreams, exchanging stories of loss and triumph. They recenter together and come back to their hearts. Soon the others will awaken, and we shall have the warmth ready, giving, pouring from the heart so full, from the comfort of the witnessing. And that was her poem about us having our early rising conversations before everyone wakes up, before the sun, even the sun. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's nice.
It's my sister.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Sissy Francis. Wow, this was wonderful. I wish the people could see your entire ensemble. You look fantastic.
I'm sure you can.
Well, should we close out? You have anything?
We wrapping up already?
Oh wait, you got more notes and such?
No, we can get out of here. I'll save it. There's one video I saw, we've been talking about like business, kind of financial literacy kind of stuff lately. And,
yeah,
I saw this video. There was like this guy in Africa who there was like just a crack in the ground, and his business was, he had a board, and he put a board over the crack, the little, hole in the ground, crevasse in the ground. And then someone would just give him the coin. He'd put his board up. Someone over there come over, put his board down, give him a thing. And I don't know. I just like the idea of just work with what you do, where you are, and what you got, and then just turn that into a business. And next thing you know, he'll probably be making bridges or something. But
wait, what? So he puts his board down on the crack, takes his quarter, and then picks his board back up and goes to someone else who has a crack in the floor?
no, he puts his board down over the crack. People ride their bikes across or walk across, and then picks his board up. Someone else says, "Hey, I need to get across." Pops the board down, takes a payment.
A toll bridgeman.
Yeah,
Nice.
his business is he has a board and there's a crack in the ground.
Fantastic. That's beautiful.
And that's all you need.
And that is my favorite
Very
quote.
inspirational. I like it.
That is my favorite quote
That
in the
guy's
world.
my inspiration for the week.
Hell yeah, I love that. Do what you can, where you are with what you have, fam. It's my favorite. Resourcefulness and resilience. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I
grassroots,
love
brother.
that. I love it.
Let me see. I came up with this the other day. I was stoned outside just in the orchard looking around, and there's a ton of vultures flying around, and I was like, man, I feel like vultures are the stoners of the animal world, because like they don't hunt, they don't even flap their wings when they're up there.
No.
They just coast. They
just snack when they're hungry.
And if I was a vulture and
Scavenge.
if I was a vulture and eating rotting meat, like by nature, biological DNA design, tastes like a dopamine rush where you're just like, oh, and it's like rotting, to you it tastes good. Then I'm like, dude, I'd be a vulture any day. You just cruise, you don't even have to hunt. There's already fucking dead shit everywhere. So you're
Hell
just
yeah.
like, hey.
Look at the largest vulture in the world. I'll show you my favorite bird. I love vultures. Vultures are my favorite bird. And yeah, if I was to come back, I'm like,
Poisonous
make
as
me
shit though, right?
make me a vulture. Okay, so the trade-off
can't
is
talk
that
their-
no one
touch
can
their
touch
face.
you, and but no one can eat you either. So that's pretty awesome. You don't have any natural predators, and then
But because you're so toxic.
you
that's-
scavenge for your food. So you're just looking for snacks all day. Just stoners of the forests. I love
And they sun
vultures, and I love the way they hop
sunbathe.
off. The way they hop off is so cute.
They sunbathe and stuff, and
Yeah, they sunbathe on rooftops, and they just get to soar. I love it. It's a chill life. You coast, like you always say, coast.
yeah, I love coasting. That's why I like skating. When you just stand there and but like the world around you's moving, you're like,
Push, kick, coast. Nice. Oh, dude. Did we ever find the name of that spider that you guys found? A spider collecting air to make underwater habitat. We'll play the video right here. It's amazing. So it creates a bubble of air, and then it climbs inside it. And I was like, oh my gosh, does that mean it just like reaches out, grabs its prey, and pulls it into its bubble, and then eats it? Like, is that its trap? Its web is the bubble under the water.
well, say it again. Is it a hibernation thing? Is that what it said? What
It says spider collecting air to make underwater habitat.
habitat? Oh,
So
Yeah, I
like, does
don't
it
know.
just live
Maybe-
there? Does it not also work where it eats? Or
I think it might just be shelter.
where
It's
it
like
sleeps?
it's akin to a little hole in the ground. It's just a little.
It's just a
hole
bubble in the water?
bubble.
I want
'Cause
to
don't-
see
but
how
I
they
guess-
hunt.
I
I want to
guess
see how that.
fish don't eat them, but they don't hunt.
They wouldn't just like eat
they
the
don't-
bubble.
They don't hunt underwater though. I don't think.
That seems
they
wild
go
though.
back up.
That
to-
seems like it would just it would like blow up your spot. It just amplifies you. It's like, hey fish, come eat this bubble filled with a spider. Lunch. Like,
Well,
I don't know. How does that work?
I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. It was just to go along with our spider code stuff,
Yeah.
which I took an L on. So we'll see if anyone rubs it in anymore. If you send in a voice message, please let us know. I'll put the email on the bottom. Let us know your thoughts, because I'm curious what everyone else thinks on it.
Yeah, I'd love to play your voice messages on the next episode. That would be so fun, and it could just be an
Rub it in
episode
some more.
of voice messages on more talk on spider code. Yeah. So like, I wouldn't release a man's trap unless it had the unintended animal in it. You know what I mean? Like if you're furring or you're foxing, like you're sure if it's like poaching, but I don't know. I think you're right. If they haven't been back for the trap and the animal's just suffering, it's all situational always, right? You never know till you get there, but I wouldn't release another man's food, dude. As a hunter, you're sitting here, in your hunting gear.
We're back.
And we're back. Hey, Fringe
Sorry about
families,
that.
so the batteries died. But we are just going to take that as a sign to go make some food and call it a night.
Home cooked food. All right. We love you. Sending you
I'm
kisses.
going to have some grass-fed burgers.
Send us some voice messages. Let us know.
and some
We love you.
peas. Love from the Fringe. Mwah.